What follows is a short video I recorded at Comic-Con in Wales in October 2023 as part of my Highlander filming locations in Scotland series. I attended this event to meet Christopher Lambert and to receive an autograph, plus 3 separate pictures taken with him. A day I'll never forget. The video you are about to watch I recorded in a somewhat stealthy manner. We weren't technically allowed to record this. However, I felt it was causing no harm to anyone, and I did it in a somewhat stealthy and respectful manner. Because of this, you will see my sporran and kilt throughout, but it takes nothing away from Christopher Lambert's wonderful question and answer session. Enjoy.
Well, I love England, but I love Wales, I love Scotland, I love Ireland. I'm a big fan of the whole kingdom. But I never came to Wales, Cardiff especially. I've heard about it because it's famous for a lot of different things. And so I'm very happy to be here and to see that there's so many people.
Yeah, you have a lot of fans here to see you.
Yeah, and you're nice.
So my first question for you, Highlander,
Yeah.
it's a fantastic film. My big question, because my other half is a massive fan, and he wanted to know, well, did you get many injuries when you were filming the fight scenes? Because obviously you couldn't wear your glasses for the fight scenes, so...
I got many little injuries.
Yep.
Like cuts all the time because the swords were in steel, and when it touches you, it cuts you. But I had more massive injuries in number 2 because I think the preparation in number 2 wasn't as thorough as number 1. And we had a long, with about 16 weeks of training in number 1 and about 8 weeks in number 2. And, training when you play with swords is highly important. You can't think, you have to be the fight. But, I'm proud of these guys.
You should be. Before we go to audience questions, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot for you, I have one last question from me.
Okay.
So Queen, the films, their soundtrack on set, did you ever get to meet them?
Yeah, I did 2 clips with Freddie Mercury, and Russell Mulcahy, the director, was a good friend, is a good friend, but was because Freddie's not here anymore, of Freddie Mercury, had done videos with him, and Freddie told him, I'll do one song, I'll do the opening song for you. And he watched the movie, he got out of the screening, and he said to Russell and his band, he said, we're doing the whole album. And they did the album in 4 weeks. They wrote the songs, they recorded in 4 weeks. So in 8 weeks, they did one of the best albums there is, and the biggest success was It's a Kind of Magic, the album. And, I was on a stage like that, a little bigger, with Freddie, his band, and 15 people of the members of the crew filming. So we had a private Queen's concert for 2 days just for us. That was amazing.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to open up to audience questions. I've got a mic runner running around. Running.
Mr. Lambert, it's a pleasure to have you at Cardiff. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for coming.
Thank you.
My question is that as an actor, you've obviously got to be very selective about the roles that you accept and take on. I've read online, I don't know if it's true, but is it true that you were offered the lead role in Lethal Weapon, but you turned it down?
Not true.
Thank you, sir. Are there any roles that you...
Fake news.
Fake news, thank you, sir.
Old fake news.
Another question in the middle.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you.
Hi.
Was it weird that when you were French doing a Scottish accent and Sean Connery was Scottish doing an Egyptian accent?
That's exactly the first day of shooting. The crowd that was on the set watching the movie being shot said, look, Tarzan with James Bond. And it was always interesting for me to be cast as a Scottish guy with a Scottish accent in Scotland, but a different accent in New York in the modern days. And to have a Spaniard with a very, very heavy Scottish accent, and it was very helpful to me. Sean Connery was a great guy. He was very helpful to me from time to time. I had a coach, but you know, when we were like on the rocks or wherever nobody else could go except us, he was correcting me when I needed to. And so it was generous. He was a very generous guy.
Next question over here. Are you dead? I think we killed the mic runner. No, here we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming to Wales. It's wonderful for all of us. We never thought you'd see you in real life. My question is this: I understand that Greystoke, the film, the jungle-based one, was a big door opener for you and good for your career. So, what are your thoughts on perhaps doing "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here"? We'd all like to see you do it, yeah?
So the question was, would you do I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Which I don't celebrate.
It's a game show where you go to Australia, do things that you're scared of, eat bugs, climb high things in a jungle.
No, I didn't.
Would you do it though?
Would I do it now?
Yeah.
No.
Got a question at the back?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that last question because, in my view, that reminds me of Gary Sinner's in Ransom. If you know that film from 1996, you'll understand.
Nobody knows it.
Give me back my son! You get it?
Give me back my...
Yeah.
That rings a bell.
Yeah. I think that kind of ring my bell too much. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay, question over there.
Hello. One of my favourite films of yours is Subway. Was that all filmed in Underground in Paris?
We filmed, the movie was very long because we could only start shooting at midnight when Subway was closed, and we had to be wrapped by 5:30 in the morning. So we're literally 4 hours a day of shooting. So the movie took about 6 months to shoot, but it was entirely shot in the subway. And I had a great time. Luc Besson is we're coming from the same universe, means movies should be entertaining. Therefore, you should have fun making them, to communicate that fun to the audience. And I'm not against, quote, more intellectual movies, but I don't want to be bored. And you know, some movies, I'm not going to name them, but that can be today 3 hours long. I'd rather have a documentary that we do in 2 seasons or 1 season, whatever, because I don't want to be seated in a movie theater and constantly moving and constantly thinking, when is this going to be over? And it happened to me recently, and I don't want to do that. I want to have fun, especially after 45 years of career. You know, if you don't have fun, I stop, I quit, I do something else. Thank you.
I think that's a good motto to have in life. If you're not having fun, do something else.
Yeah, and
I
you have to, because it could work a couple of times with the audience, but today you have access to so many different multimedia platforms. I don't know if it's to watch something and be bored. I don't see the interest of being in the entertainment business. So the day you don't have fun yourself, stop.
Cool. Next question. In the middle here.
Hello.
Hello.
At the end of Highlander, your character, Conor McLeod, receives the quickening. What was it like to be able to perform some cable work in the middle of the year whilst filming?
What?
Say that again.
At the end of Highlander, it seems that you performed some cable work in the middle of the year, near the end of the movie. What was that experience like?
So what was it like filming at the end of Highlander? The big dramatic scene. What was that like to film?
The end? You mean in New York?
In New York, yeah. In New York, yeah.
Oh, it was pretty spectacular because shooting at the Silver Cup studio that we duplicate in studio. We shot at the actual location, but then we had to duplicate because obviously, you know, the reservoir of water we couldn't destroy. But New York, it's a good question because New York is very, America, but New York especially, it's very difficult to shoot if you're not with that guild, the other guild, the Drivers Guild, the Actors. And I remember shooting my first 2 days in New York with absolutely no authorization. The camera was hidden under Russell's coat, and he shot you walking on the street. That was a steal. If you get caught, they throw you out, or they stop the movie. But New York was very exciting. Yeah. I think what was interesting is you go from Scotland, who is so beautiful, but it's a rough country, to a highly high-tech modern city that's also beautiful and interesting, but completely different. And I enjoyed that. It's funny because I enjoyed, obviously, not making the movie, the script. I enjoyed the script, but when the movie came out, not lots, but some people were expecting only an action movie. And I told them that's exactly the reason I took the movie, is that it is not an action movie. You've got action, but it's a very romantic movie because immortality is romantic.
My next question for you is, in Scotland, you had the big battle scene with the extras. The myth is that you got extras from the two local villages, and they got really drunk, and they started actually fighting.
No, it was, everything was under control before lunch. After lunch, you could hear in the background often, doctor, nurse, because they were actually smashing each other with steel swords. So, you know, when you have 1,000 people, you can't be everywhere. But when the battle's going on, they were going for it. And that was after lunch.
So, next question.
Was the fight choreography in The Hunted any different? Was your sword preparation much longer for The Hunted than, say, the Highlander films?
So, in The Hunted, was your preparation for the sword fighting longer than Highlander?
No, because in The Hunted, the reality is I'm not a sword fighter. I'm somebody who's trying. So it's more a survival instinct. He learns with his mentor, but that's why I like movies, is that you don't have to be real. But in reality, I would be dead in 1 second, because you can survive through your heart and your feelings, but you cannot fight a lion for that long. At one point, he's going to eat you, and but no, we should have had more training, at least for me.
Another question?
Are there any roles you've taken which you wish you hadn't, and any roles you haven't taken which you wish you had?
So, are there any roles you've played that you wish you hadn't played?
There's one, but I cannot criticize that movie that you probably never heard of, called Priceless Beauty, where I met my wife, who gave us our daughter. So, no matter what, even being such a bad movie, it's a great movie, because we got something great out of it. So, no, I had a bad experience with a movie that could have been the quality of Braveheart. The problem, it's very difficult when the director is completely drunk at 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And 4 in the afternoon, he was lying on the ground looking at 5,000 extras, big battle scenes and stuff like that. End of day, and kept on drinking till 2 in the morning and get up at 7. So I had 15 weeks of hell. So I was the only one. I'm not saying I wasn't drinking. I don't drink when I shoot, but it was impossible. And so many people. We did 5,000 people on the movie set, warriors. And this movie could have been a gem.
So the next part of the question then was, have you turned down a role that you wish you took?
That I regret?
Yeah.
No, because, you know, regrets are in the past. If you don't do something and you regret afterwards, then do it. So, no, I don't regret anything. And there are movies that I would have loved to be able to do both, but it wasn't possible. There's one especially called The Big Blue by Luc Besson. And I did this shitty movie with my future wife and my future baby. So I can't regret The Big Blue. I can't. And on top of it, you know, thinking, you made a movie with the chimpanzees. Now they want you to make a movie with the dolphins. The next one, I'm going to be shooting with cows. So they said, I can't keep on doing that.
So we've got time for a couple more questions. So one at the front.
Hi, Christopher.
Hi.
Other than the Highlander films, what are the favourite other roles in films you've worked on?
So what other roles have you worked on do you really enjoy doing apart from Highlander?
You've got a combination of French movies, I gotta say, and it's got a criticism where the movie with a great French actor called Philippe Noiret. The movie is called Max and Jeremy. I did an incredible Italian movie called Nirvana by Gabriele Salvatore, who won the Oscar for Best Foreign Picture. And you know what's good, at least for me, is if I don't shoot in English, I can shoot in French. So if I want to work like 5 movies a year, I can. I did that at one point, but then I stopped. But you know, I'm reading what people send to me, and if I like it, I do it. But you don't have, 45 years if you look at it, it's a long time. And it's not 45, it's 40. No, it's 45. You need constantly to revive the flame inside of you. So the script has to bring something to you. To be able to bring something to you guys.
Is there much difference between filming in a French film or filming in Hollywood? Is it just the language, or is it 2 different cultures of filming?
It's the language. Technically, it's the same. Same equipment, same talent. Not the same hours, because, to push French people to work is very difficult. So you start at noon and you wrap at 7:30, or you start at 9 and you wrap at 6. With American pictures or English-speaking movies, you can shoot 14, 15 hours, and that's the way it is. And I think that's the way it should be. You can't just say, other movies going to cost much more because we shoot only 7 hours. well, I have to go back to my family, I have to do this, I have to do that. At least when you do the movie, respect what goes with the movie. And work is a big part of it.
Okay. So last question then.
Mr. Lambert, what is your favourite film they ever made?
Endgame.
Your favourite film? Your film?
Endgame.
Yeah.
We shot in Romania. We shot in London. And that's it. And studio. But that's it. And I was very happy to, you know, when I was shooting Greystoke, Tarzan, I spent 2.5 years in London. And I love London as a city. So when the producer said, we're going to move the movie from Romania to London, I was so happy.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the questions, and a massive round of applause for Christopher Lambert.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See you soon.